You watched football, right?
I wasn't a big football fan growing up that much either, but I still started watching football like around like 8th grade, maybe.
I guess you don't have any similarities in your game to Tyreek Hill.
Oh, no.
That would. Oh, I have the wrong list of questions here. Sorry.
I'm like 3 of that.
Does when we talk about their speed, right? Does that affect the defensive linemen as much? Obviously, it affects linebackers and defensive backs, but their team speed. What does it do for you?
I think it does affect us in some ways. They're a big screen team. And, for a defensive lineman, we're going to have to be able to read that, get out of the stack, and know the type of weapons that they have on offense.
How important is it for you guys to generate a pass rush with 4? Because you're obviously going to need guys in the back end.
I think it's really important for our pass rush to affect the quarterback this week. As is every week, quarterback is always the, leader of the offense. And, if you can make that guy frustrated, it's going to affect their offense a lot. And then also just staying alive on the rush. He's the type of guy that, he's never really fully down. You just got to keep rushing and keep getting after him.
Is that one of those differences now? I mean, you go into so many games where, the quarterback is getting that ball out. It's out. Mahomes is kind of the opposite. He wants to hold it, let things develop downfield. For you guys, is there a switch that has to go off knowing that this play is probably never going to end?
Yeah, sometimes it's kind of hard going against a quarterback that's getting the ball out quick. It gets frustrating for a D lineman. Sometimes you'll get a nice win and then the ball's out in, 1-2 seconds. But it's also frustrating going against a guy who, can run around that much as well. We're going to have to stay rotating, make sure guys have fresh legs. And, like I said, just keep playing until the play is over, until you hear that whistle, because he's never, there's times where you'll see him on film, like a guy's completely wrapping him up and he's standing up just long enough to get that ball out, and we just have to stay alive.
What has impressed you about Aziz so far in his rookie year?
I think just his humble nature. Like he just came in, knowing his position, knowing he's younger, knowing that he has guys ahead of him that he could learn from. And I think he's definitely taking on that role. He's stepping into himself and he's getting more confident. And, each week I just see him getting better and better. And, it's a testament to him and how hard he works and how humble he is and how hungry he is to learn the game.
Pat Grant was talking to how you really can't load the box against an offense like this. So how much is on a guy like you and Dexter to really control line of scrimmage as far as the run defense?
As a prideful group, as a prideful defense, and then, as a prideful defensive line room, we want to feel like the game's on our back every time, you know what I mean? And but at the same time, like you said, we know that we're going to have guys in coverage this game, and it's going to be on, us 4 or us 3 or however many of us there is to get it done.
Thinking back to training camp a little bit, you didn't line up or even in practice numbers. You don't line up against them every play, but what have you seen in a couple of years from Matt Pert? You make a living out of trying to beat those guys in front of you. What do you sense from him?
I think since he's been here, he's just a really big physical human. He has giant hands, he has really long arms. He's powerful in the run game. He has a good punch in the passing game. I think he just, he's still developing. He's a little bit younger, just like Aziz and a lot of those younger guys, they have to keep growing into themselves and building that confidence.
But being a guy who makes his living beating guys like that, can you see him being a guy that one day will be tough for guys like you?
For sure, he was already, he's already been tough to go against in practice, and even when he was a rookie last year, he was tough to go against. And some of the D-line, we even talk about how big and strong he is. Sometimes when he gets his hands on you and locks you up, it's just it's hard to get off of him.
We'll take 2 more.
How much is last week the confidence that you guys maybe got from sort of putting it together, maybe looking like the defense you were last year? How much is that something that you can carry over into this week into another game? Is it something that transferable?
Yeah, definitely. It was big for our defense to have that type of game, our team to have that type of game. And, we definitely want to keep growing and building off of that and letting that confidence carry over. But at the same time, we want to be humble and, respect our opponents and go into the game, knowing that, they have weapons as well. But, just build off of what we did last week.
When you looked at it, did it look like more so what you guys were last year than it had early this season?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to compare years all the time. Even if we have similar players, similar coaches, it's always a new team. That's kind of how I view, being in the NFL is almost every year is a new team. And, I try not to compare this year to last year. But, just overall, going off of this year, it definitely seems like the type of team I want to keep being a part of, what we did last week. And, if we continue to build off of that, I think we're going in the right direction.